Hi, I'm Trev Hutchings, and this is how to create heavy rock or metal vocals that cut through the mix in Bandlab. So this is the vocals without any effects added. So now I'm going to add some effects. So I'm going to tap on the effects icon. And then I'm going to create a new preset. So I'm going to click on the plus icon. And first I want to start with a compressor. Now for metal or heavy rock vocals, you really need quite a lot of compression. So I'm going to split it into two. So I'm going to start with a compressor at the beginning and have a compressor further down the line, so I can split the compression over two compressors rather than have just one, so it doesn't sound quite as obvious that I'm using a compressor. So at the top of the screen I'm going to scroll through the tabs and click on the Dynamics tab, and then I'm going to click on the BL1176, and I'm just going to simply use this to clean up and slightly compress the input of the vocals. So first I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word attack, and I'm going to type in 5 and tap on save. Then I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word release, type in 1 and tap on save. Now the drop box to the right of the word ratio, I'm going to tap on that and tap on 20:1, which is quite a heavy compression, which is the kind of thing we want for rock or heavy metal. And then finally I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word output and set that to -10. And the reason I'm setting that to -10 is you'll notice that the text box to the right of the word input says 10 dB. So the compressor is actually adding 10 dBs to the volume of the input sound. So I just want to make sure that it inputs at 10 dB, but then I want to take it back off so the overall sound hasn't been boosted by the compressor. Next I'm going to tap on the plus icon. I'm going to scroll through the tabs and tap on the tone tab, and then tap on graphic EQ. Now here, because we want the vocals to cut through, and metal or heavy rock has a lot of guitars, a lot of noise going on, we want to clean up these vocals as much as possible. And to do that, for this voice, for my voice, I'm going to drop the 200 Hz down by 5 dB. So I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of 200 Hz and type in -5, then tap on save. Now for most rock and metal voices, it's going to be around the 200 Hz. So that's a good one to start with for whatever voice you're using, and -5 dB is as much as I would make a difference by, so that is what I would say is the maximum. So I would stick with 5 dB. Next I want to pick up on that little hot spot or sweet spot on the vocals, just to help it pull through the noise of the guitars. So I'm going to click on the text box to the right of the word 800 Hz and type in 5 dB. And for most rock, heavy rock, metal voices, adding 5 dB to about 800 Hz is about right. So overall, all I've done here is just reduce the 200 Hz by minus 5 dB and increased the 800 Hz by 5 dB. And that should help the vocals stay clear but cut through the guitars in the overall song. Next, I'm going to tap on the plus icon again, and here is where I'm going to add the second compressor. So I'm going to scroll through the tabs again and tap on the Dynamics tab. Then I'm going to tap on Digi Comp. And with this compressor, I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word attack and type in 50. Then tap on save. And that's quite a high number, but I want a lot of the initial sound of the vocals to cut through the guitar sounds before it's completely compressed down, and that will just give the voice a bit of spark. Then I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word release, and I'm going to type in 100 and then tap on save. A release of 100 is about right for this song, which is around 120 beats per minute. If the song is faster, then you might want to reduce that slightly. If the song is slower, you might want to increase that slightly. But 100 milliseconds is about right for most songs. Next, I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word ratio. Once again, I want heavy compression on the vocals, so I'm going to type in 20 and tap on save. So once again, we've got a very heavy compression rate. And the knee is the next one that I'm going to change, and the knee is just how quickly we start compressing. So I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word knee and type in 20. And that gives us a softer, more fluid compression. Finally, I'm going to tap on the plus icon again. I'm going to scroll through the tabs and tap on the delay tab. And then I'm going to tap on the ping pong delay. Now, I'm not really going to use this as a ping pong delay as such. I'm just going to use this because it's the convenience of having a stereo effect of a left and a right delay. But I'm going to set them both the same, and I'm going to use it as a very quick delay because you want the vocals for heavy rock and metal to cut through the sound, but you don't want it completely flat. But you also don't want to add reverb, because reverb will make it blend in with the song, and because you've got a lot of guitar sound in metal and heavy rock, you don't want really to be using reverb on the vocals. So delay is the better solution, because it won't suck the vocals into the mix. It'll keep it sitting on the top, but at the same time it'll add a kind of reverb type effect so that the vocals don't sound strange, because our ears are used to hearing reverb on everything we say. So first I'm going to drag the dot on the line below the words left delay to the left until it says 116 in the text box to the right of the words left delay. And then I'm going to do the same with the right delay. Next, I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word spread, and I'm going to type in 20. because although I'm going to use this as a kind of stereo effect, I don't want the delay to be too wide so that it starts to interfere with the guitars in the mix. And then I'm going to tap on save. Next up, I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word mix. And here I'm going to type in 20. So only 20% of the sound is going to be the delay. So it's not very hearable, it's just enough there so that we can hear a kind of reverby type effect on the vocals to make the vocals sound normal to our ears, but it's not going to be obvious within the song. Then I'm going to click on save. And finally, I'm going to tap on the text box to the right of the word feedback. And I'm going to type in 10. And once again, I don't want this delay to be particularly obvious in the mix. So setting the feedback to 10 will mean that the delay will only reflect once, maybe twice, and will be a very short delay effect. So it doesn't interfere with the vocals in the mix. Then I'm going to click on save. Now, just to give you a feel for what is going on here, I'm going to turn off the ping pong. And I'm going to turn off the digicomp, turn off the graphics, EQ, and turn off the BL1176. And if I play the song now, this is the vocals without any effects. It's just another day I try to survive. And now if I turn on the BL1176, this is the vocals with the BL1176 compression on. It's just another day I try to survive. And you'll notice the vocals are a little bit more obvious in the mix now. And now if I turn on the graphic EQ and play it again, it's probably quite subtle there, but the vocals have been cleaned up so they're a little bit easier to understand. And if I add back in the digicomp, it's just another day I try to survive. And now you can hear that the vocals are now really starting to stick out in their own right in the song. And then finally, I'm going to add back in the ping pong. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play it without the ping pong and then turn the ping pong on while it's playing, so that you can hear just how it's a slight difference, but it's quite obvious when you hear it go from being not there to being there. It's just another day I try to survive. In the back of my mind, at least I'm still alive. It's just another day I try to survive. So it's just enough. As you can see, when I turn it on and off while it's playing, you can hear the obvious difference, but when you're listening to the song in general, that ping pong effect isn't really that obvious. It's just another day I try to survive. In the back of my mind, at least I'm still alive. And that's it. That's our preset set up for heavy metal, heavy rock. And all we need to do now is tap on the back arrow and then tap on the X icon, and we're back to the main screens. It's just another day I try to survive. In the back of my mind, at least I'm still alive. Now, one last thing that I will say here, these settings are to a certain degree specific to these vocals, in as much as the tonal effect of these vocals and obviously the volume of level of recording. But If you find that your vocals are a little bit loud or not quite loud enough, what I would suggest doing is going back in to the preset. And here's my preset. So to go back into it, what I need to do if I come back out there is to click on the vocal track header, click on effects, and then down near the bottom click on the settings icon for the preset that I just created, and go back to the BL1176, and on this output here that's where I would suggest you change the volume level. So if you need your vocals to be louder, just increase the output so that you get louder.
It's just another day I try to survive.
And if you want your vocals to be quieter, just move the output slider to the left instead.
It's just another day I try to survive.
But I think generally speaking, -10 should be about right if your microphone recording level was set up correctly. If you enjoyed this video, do give us a thumbs up and click on that subscribe button. Cheers.